What is up, guys? Welcome to part 3 of restoring this golf cart and doing a Honda engine swap in it. So we have the custom plate right there. I had a video of the custom plate. The files got corrupted for a lot of this project and a lot of my other projects I had pre-recorded. I don't know why my SD card corrupted stuff, but it just did, so I'm sorry about that. But right now we have custom bushings that we went and ordered for this plate to be the perfect height for this bigger engine going. So we're going from like an 8 horse to like a 15 horse, and then we did some mods to the Honda, so it's actually probably like a 20 horse Honda engine now. And of course, it was a little stubborn. I went and got my ratchet just to run them down, hopefully a little bit faster. And then I had to, on the back, I couldn't use my ratchet. I had to use a ratchet wrench because I could have done it by hand, but they're super long threads and stuff. So I just went ahead and used the ratchet wrench because I couldn't get my socket on there. And also we had to end up cutting it off because I couldn't get my ratchet wrench off because it was hitting its transmission. So we ended up cutting the bolt off and just pulling it off. And as you can see right here, well, the Craftsman Sawzall, the thing works like a dream. It's brushless. I wouldn't recommend buying any Craftsmans unless they're brushless. The brushless stuff has been great to me. So now we have the motor on there, and he's getting it bolted up and getting everything ready. So we're trying to get the belt aligned because you don't want the belt to be off because it can slip off and fall off. So right now we're trying to get it aligned, make sure it's tight before we actually stick the bolts up there and tighten it. So it actually does take a while to get this aligned perfectly how we want it. We want it to be like super tight. Right now he's grinding down the plate on the bottom because there was a little bit of slag where he burnt through with the torch. So he's just grinding that plate down. And then I think he gets the bolts in perfectly fine. And then here, I'm going to come in soon. I'm going to test to make sure that the belt is tight enough. But I've cut that out, I guess. Now we're taking off this because the Honda engine needs a key switch that is turned over. Golf carts normally have a key switch where you turn it on, and the pedal is actually what makes the engine start. So the engine doesn't run unless your foot's on the pedal. But we want the engine to be running all the time, and all we want the pedal to do is be an accelerator. So we're taking this out and we're switching this with a mower key switch. So we're taking out the golf cart key switch and putting a mower key switch in it just so the motor will stay running. So I go and look for the key switch because we just took it off another project we had. And then we get the key switch mounted up, and then next we're gonna start doing the wiring. So let's get into that. Alright guys, we got some wires right here that I have crimped and everything ready to go onto that. So let's get all this ready. So what we are doing is we are taking the currently already existing wires and we are cutting them and we are putting different ends on them so we don't have to run a whole bunch of new wires because that would take too long. So right now we're figuring out which wire does what so I can put it on the new key switch. And we're testing a whole bunch of wires to figure out where it goes. So it's a 5-pin key switch is what this one is. The other one was a 5-pin as well, but it wasn't the same thing at all. Now we are crimping the wires down. Well, we're cutting the wires off. We're putting different ends. I tried to use these solder end things. They didn't really work very well, so I eventually just used some crimp ends because those things are awesome. These solder ends, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. They didn't want to work on this wire. I guess it was too thin of a gauge. I kept melting the plastic. So I eventually went and got some crimp stuff. Yeah. We just crimped everything down. Super fast and easy. Plug it in. Find out which one does the next thing that we need it to do. Alright, that's the next one. Plug it in. Then we figure out what this one does. And then I take a break for some reason. I don't know what I was doing. Oh, I needed a bigger, okay, no. This is what I was doing. Okay, I went and took the old Honda key switch so we didn't have to cut off any of the ends on the motor to swap the motor ends over. So I went and just kind of like did that. And we kind of just switched it over. And I don't know if the file got corrupted later on here. Like, part of this file got corrupted, I believe. Or it might be the next file over. I hope not, because the next file over is the engine running in the cart. Unfortunately, the next clip over is actually corrupted, so I'm sorry about that. But if you did enjoy this video, make sure you subscribe. I'm going to try to make sure I back up the footage from now on a different SSD. So I'm going to have 2 SSDs with this storage. Because I don't know what happened. It's never done this before, but I'm sorry about that.